Well, good morning, everybody, and good to have you on this morning. Uh, I need to plug in here really quick, so give me a second here. I'm sorry about all this, but hopefully you're doing well, and Lord willing, you'll have a great day today. Let's see. There we go. Okay, now today's Tuesday, and it's October the 25th. We're 2 months from Christmas Day, and I hope you're getting ready for that. But we've got some things we've got to get taken care of here at the church, and there's a lot going on here over the next couple of weeks. So yeah, we look forward to Christmas, but we've got some unique outreach opportunities. And just some wonderful times together as a church family. We look forward to serving the Lord together with you all over the next couple of weeks. Now, we are in Job chapter number 2. Job chapter number 2. And once again, hope that you all are doing very well. Let's look. We're going to look at verse number 11. Yesterday, we noted Job's wife and her response to Job's situation, and we noted this, that Job's wife was going through these same things that Job was experiencing. She had lost her safety net. She had lost her security. She had lost her family. And it looked like she was going to lose her husband. And so she's in a very difficult place, and it's a hard thing for her to experience. We note her response there, just curse God and die. Not a very encouraging response by her, and I'm not. I know we were sympathetic toward her yesterday, but I'm not excusing her response here to curse God and die. But I will. We just kind of looked at where she was coming from on that. And we know that the role of one of the roles of the wife is to encourage her husband. We know that men, they need that affirmation and that constant building up. And I guess we could almost say feeding that ego a little bit, and just encouraging. And we note here that, man, she's in a tough spot. She's not very encouraging during this time. She says, curse God and die. Now, over the next couple of verses, as we close out chapter number 2, we're going to note, and you look at verse number 11, Job's 3 friends. Okay? And so let's look at a couple of these verses. We'll just kind of see how they respond to Job's situation. Remember, Job is very sorrowful. He's in much pain. He's lost everything. His wife has just told him to curse God and die, and now his friends come on the scene. Verse number 11, it says, now, when Job's 3 friends heard of all this evil that was come upon him, they came every one from his own place. And so these 3 friends, they come from their home, from where they're at. And it says Eliphaz the Temanite, and Bildad the Shuhite. Some people think that Bildad might be the shortest person in the Bible. He is a Shuhite. That's debated. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But anyway, Bildad the Shuhite and Zophar the Naamathite. And now, it says, for they had made an appointment together to come to mourn with him and to comfort him. Now, you think about what has gone on with Job. I believe this. I think everybody knew what was going on with Job. Job, he's been attacked. His things have been destroyed. His family's been killed. And man, he's got boils and all that kind of stuff. And everybody knew about it. And Job's 3 friends says, hey, you know what? On such and such a time, or at such and such a time, at such and such a date, hey, we're going to go over to Job and see what's going on. They made an appointment together to come, to mourn with him, and to comfort him. And so these friends, they come with great intentions, wanting to bring comfort to a man that is lost everything, a man that doesn't seem to have much going on in this life anymore. And these friends come and wanted to be a blessing here. And so let's look at verse number 12. And when they lifted up their eyes afar and knew him not, they lifted up their voice and wept. And they rent everyone his mantle and sprinkled dust upon their heads toward heaven. They come upon Job. They see Job's plight, and really the fact that his body is being ravaged by the boils that he has, and just the scraping of those boils. They see him. They lift up their voice. They cry. They rend their clothes, their mantle, sprinkle dust on their head. They begin to mourn with Job, and so these friends, very sensitive to what Job is going through. And then you look at verse number 13. So they sat down with him upon the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and none spake a word unto him, for they saw that his grief was great. So these three friends come. They begin to mourn with Job. And for 7 days, 7 nights, they're there just kind of looking and staring at the spectacle. And they don't say a word. They don't know what to say. And I just want to kind of give maybe a few, not pointers, I guess, but let's just make a few observations about what these friends are doing. And let's learn some do's and don'ts about this. We're also going to look at, as we go throughout the rest of this book, there's much that goes on. And we'll look at those types of things. But I want to just kind of share a few things. It is great. I think it's great that the friends want to come and comfort Job. And let me tell you something. When we go through the difficulties of this life, sometimes the having a friend there to comfort, and really maybe somebody you can just hug and cry on their shoulder a little bit. Man, that is so helpful at times when we go through those difficulties. Somebody that's just there that will hold us and that will encourage us with their presence. And so that's what the three friends have come to do. They've come to bring comfort. Now, as we consider this, we look a little bit further here. We find that they are mourning. We find here, at least in the beginning, they're very sympathetic towards Job's situation, and they love their friend. They spent time together, no doubt, and they're concerned about their friend. Man, he's lost everything. His health is failing, and man, it brings them to mourning as well, and. They're walking through this with Job just a little bit and experiencing just the heartache that Job is experiencing, and man, they're sympathetic towards Job. However, let me give you a few maybe don'ts in regards to this. Man, they're sympathetic, they desire to comfort, but we find in verse number 13 that I believe they overstay their welcome. Now, Job has lost everything. And they come and they're there for 7 days, 7 nights, just staring at the spectacle of Job. They overstay their welcome. And they're not helping the situation by just staring. Typically when you go to encourage somebody, it's not a get in, get out quick thing, but it shouldn't be a long, drawn out experience. When we go in to help and be an encouragement to maybe somebody who's lost a loved one, somebody who is not feeling well, those types of things, man, you go in and you try to encourage, you give a few words of encouragement, you be a good listener, and sometimes, like I said, sometimes people just need a hug. And they just need that type of encouragement. And you don't stay overly long during those things, but you go in, you let people know you're praying for them, and then have a word of prayer with them, and then let them know that you'll continue to pray for them. And also, there are times as well where you can be a blessing by maybe providing a meal, providing some food, maybe sitting down with them for for a meal, but not overstaying your welcome. These friends, they're there 7 days, 7 nights, just staring at Job. And then none, you look at the end, excuse me, the end of verse number 13, and none spake a word unto him. None spake a word unto him. And so they go to be this comfort. They make things awkward. They overstay their welcome. They don't even say anything. They're in shock. They don't know what to say. I mean, what do you say to somebody who's lost everything that they hold near and dear? They've lost their wealth. They've lost their family. They've lost their health. What do you say to them? They say nothing. And we'll look at, kind of as we walk through the rest of this book here, we'll look at some of the things that are said and all of that. But man, here at the beginning, these first 7 days, they say nothing, for they saw that his grief was great. And really, what could they say? What could they say? I don't think there are any words that they could say. To say, man, I know what you're going through. No, they don't. All they can say, or should have said, is I'll pray for you. And maybe have a word of prayer with them. Sometimes, I will say this, sometimes the best thing that can be said is nothing. Because we can't really identify with people's pain, people's hurt, because everybody responds differently to those things. And so these friends did not know what to say. And you know what? Maybe they didn't need to say anything. But because of the awkwardness, because of the overstaying their welcome, they really have rather... they did not encourage or comfort Job. They just made it awkward. And Job, yes, he's got those boils and all that, so maybe you wouldn't give him a hug. But you know what? Maybe you just kind of put a hand on a shoulder, and maybe you just say, "Hey, I'm praying for you." Have that word of prayer, and then it's time to move on after a little bit. See if they need anything. Care for them. But rather sitting, staring 7 days, 7 nights, and not speaking a word, and just kind of, and think about this, just kind of, down in the dumps as well. That's not comforting. That's not encouraging. And Job probably needed to talk, get some things off his chest, and we'll look at what he says here in a little bit, and there needs to be maybe some questions should have been asked. Hey, Job, hey, how you doing? They know how you're doing. But that's a difficult question to ask too. Let me just kind of share this. Asking somebody how they're doing, maybe if they've lost a loved one, just personally, that's a difficult question for those that are mourning the loss of a loved one to answer. Somebody who is sick and maybe going through some treatment, feeling about saying, "How are you doing?" That's a difficult question for them to answer. And so maybe the "How are you doing?" question isn't maybe appropriate at that time. At the initial introduction to the situation, but just as I said, a hug, a handshake, just showing that you care is appropriate, and then praying is very appropriate. And so I just want to caution you on the "how are you doing" question. Kind of refrain from that just a little bit. We do care how they're doing, but people, we really can't put into words how we're doing when we're mourning, and it brings back all the emotions as well. And so we must be mindful of those things. They saw Job's grief was great. They desired to be a comfort, but man, they sure did make some things awkward. And so as we kind of learn from this situation, hey, be a good friend. Be there when your friends need you. Reach out to them when they're going through testing or trial. Pray with them. Pray for them. But let's not make things awkward by overstaying our welcome, by asking questions that, how are you doing? Questions that really cannot be answered, and all of that. You say, well, what do you mean? I can't ask how they're doing. They're going through the morning. It's hard for them to express that. Maybe you could speak that from experience. And I'm kind of rambling a little bit longer here, and so I apologize for that. We're going to end there, and there's so much more I think that could be said. We'll touch a lot of this stuff as we walk through the rest of the book of Job. As Job's friends do open up, as they do have conversation, we'll look at some of that. Okay. We'll be back at it again tomorrow. Let me greet those of you who are on Facebook Live here, and be sure, like, share, and comment if you are able to do that. And we'll greet those of you who are on Facebook Live, and then also YouTube. Be sure to share and comment as well. Okay, Ingrid, good morning to you. Love you. Have a great day. Angie, or Lee and Angie, good morning to you as well. Cliff and Karen, good morning. You guys have a great day. Paula, good morning. Kathy, good morning to you. Dick and Kathy, good morning. Charlie and Marcia, good morning. Bill, good morning. Lynette, good morning to you. Good morning, Shirley. And have a good trip wherever you are traveling to. Have a safe flight. Jody, good morning to you as well. And Lynette will be praying for you and just your health. We'll be praying for that, to praying for the doctors to have wisdom as well. I would encourage you, reach out to those people in need and be in prayer for them. Okay, Lord bless you all. Have a great day, Lord willing. We'll see you once again tomorrow. And remember, 2 months until Christmas Day. And surely have a good trip there to Georgia. All right, we'll see you soon.